Hey there guys, welcome back to our blind playthrough of Ghostwire Tokyo. So we have successfully collected the underworld oil, and we need to find the turbine wheel now. Yeah, and after that really nice break, I'm back at it with this game. This game is getting so much better. I'm really looking forward to what's in store for me when we actually create that bike and we ride into the black fog. But I mentioned before that there was a tweet by a man named Dusgolem. He's a famous leaker in the Resident Evil series, and he talked a bit about the cut content in Resident Evil Village. And the things I was reading, it practically confirms some of my suspicions about new Capcom just being very limited with their time and budget and just with their mentalities when approaching certain sections in Resident Evil Village. Nope. No chance, dude. Huh. We were actually in this area before. We were in a very similar area. Your boy? Oh, right, your son. I'm surprised we don't really see an animation of them interacting with the car. A part used in the car's turbocharger. Exhaust fumes from the engine spin the turbine wheel, which in turn compresses air to the engine's combustion chamber and boosts its energy output. Given the disparity in the size of car and motorcycle parts, turbine wheels like this normally can't be installed on a motorcycle. Ringo's ride is a notable exception, sporting its heavily modded engine made with special, etherically infused parts. Oh, good. So we gotta get back to that garage. So yeah, we know that KK originally had a family. It's shown in, the train pass case. So that should be KK's wife and son. And he says there's nothing to talk about there? He must be really distant from those traumatic memories. Oh! There's a side mission over here. Well, I can't even find the time to talk about this tangent, given that there's so many of these side missions. Okay, so we'll at least get another voice recorder in the process. So the roof of 429. Up there? Oh, wow. Oh. What's this? A bubble-era folding fan. I've never seen a folding fan like that. A type of flashy, feathered fan often employed in Japanese disco clubs in years long past. The Bubble Era, 1985 to 1991. Why would it be called the Bubble Era? That's such a random name to give to an era. Saw Japan in the midst of a major economic bubble. Coincidentally, disco made a booming comeback during this time as well. Even as the Bubble Era was coming to an end, disco clubs were packed with people. Women dancing on the Odachi Dai dance floors, waving feathered fans much like this, became the cutting-edge fashion trend of the day. Bubble Era. What a dumb name. Doesn't have any kind of unique language to... What the... Huh. I mean, we've seen this before with spirits being able to walk on air. Oh, fuck me! What the hell? What kind of despawning was that? Ah! Shit! Shit! Jesus! God damn! Why'd they come out of thin air? I keep missing. Oh, then they're attacking these cubes here. That was close. I was so preoccupied with those shine dancers that I just missed out on this cube. That was so close. Yeah, it was a close shave. Goddamn shine dancers. Why? Oh, fuck me! Jesus! Oh, fuck me! God, their movement is so good! That's one. Oh shit! Whoa. Damn. Fuck me. What a jump scare. An unintentional jump scare. Because those shine dancers just appeared out of thin air. So Ed was here too. Oh, Erika's energy is still around, even though she's practically being used as a vessel for Koamote, or was used as a vessel for Koamote. Like I said, her body is gone, but her spirit must still be lingering somehow. Alright. Difficulty with human beings? The recording left behind by Ed wherein he discusses human beings. Oh, this should be interesting. I know how you feel, Ed. You know how nervous I get just being by myself in like a shopping area and like a bunch of strangers around? I swear to God, guys, people nowadays have like the scariest faces. They have faces that convey rage. They have faces that convey annoyance. Like, they don't have to be directly looking at you. You can just see that their faces are so messed up that it looks like they're going to be furious with you. That's how messed up people are. That's why I feel a lot more comfortable just being here and not having to waste time in pointless shit. Yeah, so I relate to Ed on that sentiment greatly. Straight for her dad? So, they're implying that Hanya didn't abduct Erica, Erica went to him? I guess that is that kind of person. I mean, you'd be amazed just how much people cling to even the most abusive parents. I don't think people realize how hard it is to leave someone in your family. My own sister is like this, pretty much, with my dad. Like, despite a lot of the, shall I say, not very good things he's done to me and to this family, my sister still tries to connect with him, even though that is definitely, like, illogical. But it's just hard to let go of those kind of people. Like, as much as parents can be very abusive at times, you can't help but feel like they represent a part of you. You can't help but feel like you cherish those positive interactions with them so much that you just want to cling on to them. Like, you hold on to those good memories so much that it's just hard for you to let go. But truth is all that really matters. Truth is what matters, and it's hard for any of us to accept the truth so easily. I mean, I'm not saying my father was abusive. He was, he hurt me emotionally. That's what I'll say. And at times it just kind of feels like my sister and my mom are a little naive. As if to think that, there's still something worth, finding within my dad's soul. But I don't really see it that way. But all I'll say, guys, is I understand why Erica would potentially go back to her father. There's always that sense of guilt in someone whenever they're bearing witness to someone falling apart. It's always a habit for sons and daughters to have this feeling of guilt in believing that they are the ones responsible for how he is, or for how their parent is. Maybe, in all honesty, she felt like there was some bit of Hanya she could salvage. Oh! Another recording! A recording left behind by Ed where he discusses crystallized ether? How unexpected! Yeah, I was gonna say a byproduct. I mean, he says that the transition from our world to the underworld is the primary process, but then how are there so many visitors in Shibuya? I mean, there have to be leaks or something, some kind of break between, like, the borders of our reality and the underworld's reality that are allowing these visitors to come. But let me just listen to this again. This could also relate to visitors. Yeah, a particular sort of energy is released. Yeah, so it's a byproduct. That was definitely something that made sense. Yeah, see, from the moral world to the underworld. Interesting. I love that they're touching upon that. You know, the one thing that I really wish they touched upon a lot more in The Evil Within? Like, how the hell does the world manipulation work? How does Sebastian transition between the different worlds? And is it actually something in, like, the core's control? Like, does Ruvik, for instance, have the ability to shift the planes? Because we saw Stefano demonstrate this when he was fighting Sebastian at the theater. So, based on the way it was presented in Evil Within 2, it would imply that the core does have influence over what kind of world is created. Like, the transition of one person from one plane to another plane. But if that's the case, why didn't Ruvik kill Sebastian? Why didn't Ruvik simply teleport Sebastian atop some spikes, for instance? If he's capable of actual manipulation of the worlds, that kind of teleportation. I mean, I believe they touched upon this briefly in the comic that was released. It was titled The Evil Within Interlude, and I believe they mentioned that... I believe Sebastian mentioned that it was more like he was walking between dimensions, like, between memories, basically. It was like that. It was almost like, in a sense, he was walking from one memory into another, something like that, but that doesn't really explain it, and I don't feel like it follows what was established in The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2. Like, I don't know if the world manipulation is a random event within STEM, because technology is a random variable to consider. Because there's always bugs and glitches like that, but I don't think it's a bug or glitch, it's probably something else. Or is it that the core has manipulation over that? That's what I'm not understanding about the world manipulation. Oh, interesting. She stumbled just then when I shot her during her range prep animation. I gotta use fire, there's too many of them. This guy can do range attacks, so let me stand at a distance. Oh. Hold on. Yeah, that's really the primary unique animation I've seen with these enemies. Whenever they're in the middle of prepping their range attack, if you hit them, they flinch. And with certain enemies, if you hit them again during that flinch animation, you can make them fall over. Oh, watch out for manholes, just like that manhole case that KK handled. I think that was the very first case I ever looked at for KK.
Hi, Rinko, いるんだろう。
昔から鼻だけは聞くな。それで思い出したが、犬の鼻は鋭い。仲良くすればいいことを教えてくれるわよ。
アキト、それはお前に任せるぜ。
But yeah, Erica actually going to Hanya. I can't say there's any surprise. I don't know how old Erica is in this game. I think it says so in the database. Let me check. Oh! Oh, I'm not missing out on that. I'm gonna do that. But let me just see how old Erica is. It doesn't say. But she seems like a young person. It seems like she's still in her adolescence or something. It must be that. So I would imagine she would have those feelings of guilt towards Hanya. Like, in some weird, irrational sort of way, she believes that she's responsible for Hanya's madness. I know it's hard to believe, but that is the case. Like, people tend to have this sort of irrational belief that they are responsible for their close family members' insanity. Like, they feel like if they were there, they wouldn't have progressed so far into insanity or the like. But it's the kind of irrationality that can't be reasoned with. And I imagine that's why Rinko stressed so much to Erica to stay behind and to not be in the fight. Because Erica had mental problems, it sounds like. It sounds like she was emotionally compromised. And it really seemed like it from her boss fight when we were fighting Kowamote and we were hearing those memories. It was clear that she felt like a cat, just seeking others for help. But in some ways that kind of contributed to her insecurities. Oh shit, the Kuchisake. But that's definitely why she went to Hanya, or at least that's what's assumed. She must have gone to Hanya, and that's why her body was so easily captured, and that is what allowed Kowamote to assume control of her body. And that's what allowed that Biotara, which is that entity I fought in Kowamote's boss fight, to be made. But I totally relate to Erica. I totally understand why she feels the way she does. No matter how abusive her father might have been, or at least what it seemed like. I mean, based on that vocal recording, though, I mean, she made hotcakes for her father. And they seem to be in a good relationship. Of course, this could be before his insanity. Like, for all we know, Hanya probably became abusive to Erika after his wife disappeared, or like, rather, his wife was dying from cancer.
なんだろこれ
A tin goldfish. A toy goldfish made from tin plate that can be played with in water and float. They made a splash with children who enjoyed playing with them in the bath. Ceramic goldfish toys came first around the end of the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, but then around 1911, they began to be made out of tin. According to one theory, the first ones like this came about after a company tried to sell tin goldfish baby rattles. When those didn't gain traction, the company removed the handle and marketed them as bath toys. But yeah, this side mission is really contributing to the main story. I love this. A side mission done right, once again, they're contributing to the main story, they're fleshing out characters, they're providing additional insight. And these recordings left by Ed are so helpful for understanding the lore.
やはり思いつかなかったわ。あの子は父親と対決しに行った。そして死んだのよ。それしか考えられない。だからもう調べることはない。手伝ってくれてありがとう。助かったわ。
そうか。満足したならそれでいいんじゃないか。ただな、俺は俺で調べたいことがあるんだ。それにも付き合えよ。
経験。
アキト、案内するからそこに行ってくれ。
Nice. So KK is actually taking charge. He's seeing this through to the end.
あの子の思念がある
Here?
あいつはここで自分も戦いたいって言ってきたんだよ。
She wanted to learn the fight? Yeah, that's right. But here? This is where she said this? I wonder if after we do this side mission, we'll actually get additional information in her database.
ここは
俺があいつに戦い方を教えた場所だよ。
What is she doing? She's showing her hand to the camera, as if she has a mark on her hand. Oh hey, it's the same water area from the
あの子
hospital.
の記憶なのかな
わからん。調べてみよう。
Her memories, cool. Oh, well, it's the same door. It's the same door. But wait, when we were last in this area, we were trying to search for Mari. We saw Mari being abducted by Hanya when we went through this door. There's multiple of these doors. Seems like there's going to be a fight here. But what is all this?
何かある
エリカのものか。リンコに聞いてみるか。
A cat keychain. A special stone which responds to ether is embedded in the collar. Only Rinko knows how it works.
おい、気をつけろ、アキト。
You know, there's something else over here. What is this? Oh, it's that same photo again.
全部片付いたな。リンコに報告しに行こうぜ。
So there's a stone embedded in that keychain that only Rinko knows about. What? Oh, it's because he's probably in the white shirt. I don't know. But last time I'm pretty sure this guy got knocked over when I did this. Huh. That's disappointing. So I guess it's only the black suit guys that get knocked over. That is disappointing.
何か分かったことがあるか。
猫のキーホルダーを見つけたよ。覚えがあるか。
私が渡したものよ。エーテルに反応するデバイスになってるわ。どこでなくしたかわからないって言ったから少し喧嘩したのよ。どこにあったの？
あいつは俺に相談してきたんだ。戦いたいってな。だから戦える場所に連れて行ったことがある。そこにあったよ。知らない間に落としたんだろ。
私が反対していたから黙っていたんだな。
あいつは言っていたよ。みんなのために戦いたいってな。 父親のことは関係ない。俺たちを助けたいから戦いたいってな。
私はそれを理解してやれなかったのか。バカだな。悔いが残るよ。
So it had nothing to do with her father?
リンコ、
Erica?
リンコ、
誰の声？
エリカ。
リンコは何も間違ってないからありがとう。私のことを守ってくれて。
エリカ、私こそありがとう。
Is there essence inside the cat chain?
誤解が解けたってことかな。
あいつらは仲が良かった。それはずっと変わってねえよ。
So, has her database been updated? No. Huh. I thought we were doing another conversation.
ケイケイ、そういえばマンションのキッチンは片付いていなかったな。
アキトがやりたくねえって言ったんだよ。
その伝え方は悪意しかないよ。
That was kind of abrupt, with Erica suddenly appearing out of the blue. And, you know, she's so easily forgiven Rinko, which obviously that is going to make sense, because they were close with each other. I just kind of wish it was a little bit more impactful than just a few lines. But I guess when you're that close, you don't need to have so many lines spoken between each other. Alright, so let's, repair this motorcycle. I wonder if Ed says anything about the visitors. I still don't know if the visitors are just emotions given form, or they're actual human beings turned into what they are because of their emotions.
アキト、少しの間俺に体を貸せ。修理する。
You still sweat? I mean, you are 1 foot in the grave, so I didn't think you'd ever sweat.
よし、動きそうだ。このまま敵陣に突っ込むぞ。準備はいいか？
This really feels like a penultimate showdown. If this game ends this soon, that is so weird. This better not be the finale. It's too soon. You're kidding me! This is it? If you have unfinished business, you'll still be able to come back to Shibuya via fast travel, but the following side missions will become unavailable after the end 2, and after the end 3.
なんだよ。ま、準備不足は命。
You're kidding me. This is the end?
整えるか。
This can't be the end! That's so abrupt! That better not be the end! But I think I've done all the side missions. I've never seen an open world game end this quickly. That's crazy. That is really crazy. This better not be the end. This can't be the end. It can't be the end. Okay, but I've already done these. Let me just read these before I continue on to the penultimate showdown with Hanya. Rinko asks Akito to check out a certain location. Akito visits the location specified and finds a voice recorder from Ed. Akito obtains another of Ed's voice recorders. Rinko theorizes that Erica never met up with Ed and instead went to see her father. Rinko believes that Erica tried to confront her father and paid the ultimate price for it. Now KK wants to check something out and directs Akito to another location. Akito finds a keychain that was left behind in the place where KK taught Erica to fight. When the keychain is delivered to Rinko, she is able to commune with Erica's psychic energy and can finally make peace with what happened. Yeah, okay, that's how that worked. But I don't understand how this is the end. We haven't met Dale yet. We haven't met that other person. Where's Dale? That doesn't make sense. Where the hell is Dale? This can't be the end. Unless we meet Dale during this ending sequence? Fuck it, let's do it. That's ridiculous. Oh boy. How can the game end this quickly? Shouldn't you be taking control of his body, KK? This is unbelievable. How can it be the end? I hope it's not the end. I'm gonna keep reiterating on this. Oh shit. How is that guy so fast? Oh shit. Nice hit. Chapter 5, Severance. This doesn't have the build-up of an ending! It doesn't!
ここまで来たんだ。手ぶらじゃ帰れねえな。
あ
Oh my
あ
god.
りを取り戻す
That... I don't understand! I don't understand! This can't be the ending, it's too abrupt! There's a convenience store here. I don't get it! What kind of a build-up is this? I mean, that's just a cutscene, and we see it all happen. I mean, good that it's a cutscene, because I imagine people will be like, oh, if you're gonna be showcasing a non-playable moment, just make it a cutscene that we can skip. Okay, I understand that. But that just seems so abrupt. Like, getting those parts for the motorcycle, and even before we got to the motorcycle, nothing about it actually felt like it was building towards the ending. And plus, we've only killed like 2 bosses. We only killed Yasuo Toko, and now we killed Komohote, and this is the finale. And I'm sure that guy will probably come back. I don't think he's dead, obviously, because that'd be a little abrupt. But hey, I don't mind those kind of bosses, because the enemy encounters are already quite difficult as it is. But this better not be an abrupt ending. Like, you know, my subscriber, was it Tuya, he mentioned that people were saying this game was bad, this and that, but this game has been a blast. But if the ending is going to be this abrupt, this takes points away from my score on this game. And what's this? Looking up at Tokyo Tower. I'm back at Tokyo Tower again. Something about it always just makes me feel good when I look up at it. Like I want to be my best me, you know? It's so confusing. This just feels too short. It feels too short if this is the ending. It better not be the ending. Like, even though it is taking me quite a while to get this game done, it's because I'm taking breaks. And it's because I've been indulging in the side activities. But for all I know, this is a good thing. This is an open world game that doesn't feel bloated and doesn't overstay its welcome. But even if it's going down that route, its main story should have better build-up towards its ending point. It just feels so sudden. And like, we barely heard anything about Mari. Mari was first introduced at the beginning of the game, and we heard brief snippets of her in certain side missions and the like. But we're now at the end of the game, and this is where we're gonna see Mari? I don't like that. And we haven't heard about Dale yet. Why haven't we heard about Dale yet? Erica is restricted to a side mission. I don't understand. Tango Gamers, please let this be one of your tricks against me to showcase that you're actually a fucking awesome developer who knows how to go against the player's expectations. It better be that. I hope this is just a fluke. I hope this is all just a bad dream, because this better not be the ending, if it has this kind of lame build-up towards it. Like, Evil Within and Evil Within 2 have a better build-up towards their endings. Like in Evil Within 1. You do those big encounters with the Haunted, and then you fight those 2 keepers, and Ruvik is constantly taunting you, and then you get a nicely choreographed sequence against Ruvik's final form, and that really feels like the ultimate point of the game. 15 chapters in the Evil Within, and the build-up is perfect. Evil Within 2. You take out Stefano, you take out Theodore, and then you go through a dead Union because Myra has assumed control of Union as sort of like a temporary core. And it's such a quiet moment, and then Myra destroys what remains of Union, Sebastian falls, and you're wandering across the desert pretty much. And then you get to the house, like you get to this reconstruction of the Castellanos' house, and then you do that epic boss fight against Myra. Oh, 999, it's him! This is Hanya. I still don't understand why they're numbered the way they are. But this is confusing. Let's see what this is. It almost gives the impression there were supposed to be more files, but I must have missed them somehow.
意外にも部下たちが私の計画に理解を示してくれた。もちろん本当のことは教えていない。死者の復活。そんなこと誰も理解してくれないだろう。私は彼らの前ではまだ熱心な研究者のままだ。後ろめたさはあるが、この計画は妻だけのためではない。
You're not doing this for your wife alone.
縛られた生を私たちの手に取り戻すんだ。すべての人々、いや、ヨルウェなき魂の救済だ。不思議なことに手の麻痺が和らいでいる。
What?
私もまた肉体の漆黒から逃れつつあるのだろう。
He has a hand problem? And also, I find it ironic that he's talking about the whole idea of physical bodies being the shackles of the souls, yet he himself has been making prisons for souls. He's trapped souls within cubes. And then he's practically taken Erica hostage, like he's using her body as a vessel for Kowamote. We don't even know, like, what happened to Erica's spirit, aside from the fact that maybe some percentage of her spirit was actually embedded within that keychain. It's so ironic that he's talking about this the way he is. It's like he doesn't have the self-awareness to realize what he's doing. Wants to break free from physical limitations, yet he doesn't know about the spiritual limitations. He's been trapping spirits inside of cubes. And also, those spirits that we were just doing side missions for, they were clearly tethered to this world. They were cursed. So it's not just that there are physical shackles as well. There are spiritual shackles as well. And when you say saving humanity, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? As if you're somehow making them go to a better life somewhere in the afterlife? I mean, you've seen all the visitors I've been dealing with. You've seen all the horrible amalgamations, like, and the horrible forms that these visitors take. Like with the Shine Dancer or the Lamentation, and you want to say, oh, I'm gonna liberate all of humanity? This guy has lost it completely. And I don't understand why it's file 178, 299, and then 999. Are there supposed to be more files? Because why is there this huge subsection of space that is blank? I must have missed out on files. It must be that. I know I missed out on some of the investigations, because I know you could purchase one from a merchant, but it must be that I missed out on a couple of files. It has to be. But as I was discussing before with the build-up to the endings of the Evil Within 1 and the Evil Within 2 are perfect. But this build-up, it's like there is no build-up at all. It's just so abrupt. And the tasks that we were doing prior to entering this black fog, they feel like the kind of tasks that you'd be doing in the middle of the game. Like, they don't have, like, some kind of emotional weight behind them compared to what you were doing in the Evil Within 1 and the Evil Within 2. Like, for instance, in Evil Within 1, when we were driving all the way to Beacon Mental Hospital and we were separated from our allies, and then Sebastian was learning more about Ruvik. Or even in the Kidman DLC. Even in the Kidman DLC, I feel like there was better build-up. And then the Executioner DLC had build-up as well with that final boss fight against the Dark Keeper. But going back to the Kidman DLC, I mean, Kidman is separated from Leslie. She finds out that Mobius had used her as an expendable subject to actually see if she could neutralize Ruvik, although Sebastian ended up doing that. Or, like, the Wikipedia says that apparently she was meant to be a test subject to actually see if Mobius could test Kidman's loyalty to them, or like it was part of some kind of program or something. I don't know. I don't think that Wikipedia explanation is correct, but because Marcelo Jimenez literally says that that person inside of STEM could neutralize Ruvik, but it had to be someone expendable, and she acknowledges expendable. Like, that she was expendable in Mobius's eyes. And then we got that boss fight against the Administrator, which was admittedly a pretty lame boss fight. It was pretty simple, but the Kidman DLC is a story DLC. It's not meant to be a gameplay-focused DLC. But it was still a build-up nonetheless. And then Evil Within 2 had a nice build-up, like I've already explained, but this is just way too abrupt, and... Rinko?
Rico!
私はここで死んだ。悔いを残してね。
She died here.
けど、それもあなたたちのおかげで晴れた。
行っちまうのか。
もう思い残すこともないから、消えるしかない。最後まで付き合えなくてすまない。
気にすんな。
こんな姿になっても私は死後の世界は信じてない。
Not everyone can believe in the afterlife.
ものがあったらみんな喜んで死ぬに決まってる。
True.
生きなさい。懸命に。
In this dead world that we created for ourselves. Society is a terrible place to live. And I totally understand why people commit suicide, but Rinko does make a point, though. I do understand her fears of the afterlife. I'm sorry, Rinko. Although there's nothing for me to be sorry about.
相棒。
It was all my fault. I'm so sorry, everyone.
エリカのことがあいつをこの世につなぎ止めてたんだ。その思いがなくなれば消えるだけだ。
KK もなのか。
だろうな。
Does this event only happen if you do after the end? I mean, it was saying that those missions, you wouldn't be able to do them once you started this part. But I did them, so this is what allowed Rinko to be here. It must be that. Hey, let me actually take the time to explore this area. I love these pinwheels. Wow, look at this. This looks nice. But I wonder what's going to happen now after we beat the game. After we beat this part right here. Is Ed going to be the only one conversing with us on the phones? And plus with Rinko, I honestly felt like she was Ada Wong. I feel like she was meant to be some kind of Ada character to KK, in a sense. But I guess that was just her personality. That was what it was. But I think this is one thing that Resident Evil Village does a lot better than this game. It's the actual build-up to the ending. I mean, you do Heisenberg's boss fight, for crying out loud, in Resident Evil Village, and it's the most epic thing ever for an individual who's only encountering BOWs for the second time and he has no fighting experience. It's the most epic thing ever for that kind of individual. And then he dies, even though, like, Ethan being made out of the mold doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but not thinking about that and just going with the flow. You do Chris's section, which is fucking stupid, even though on the blind playthrough, I was not voicing any hatred. It was exciting at the time, but now it's a shit. And then Ethan is resurrected via the mold, and the Duke is somehow there. Yeah, it's those parts that I really don't like. How Ethan is being out of the mold, Chris's section being shit, and then the Duke just magically getting Ethan across to the other side where that ritual was taking place. I mean, the bridge that was made when Ethan actually put in all of Rose's parts into the regulator. I think it was that regulator. I think that's what it was called. But it created the bridge, and there is no possible way that the Duke, on horseback, in a carriage, should be able to bring Ethan from one mountain to another mountain when there was, like, empty space around that mountain they were on in Heisenberg's factory. How the fuck is that possible? But Ethan's sacrifice at the end and the build-up, not factoring in those weird moments, was perfect. But this just feels like a very odd build-up to this finale of the game. And I don't even know if Rinko's character was fully realized by the end here. I don't feel like all of the side missions, and I mean, if I rescued all the spirits, maybe I would have gotten additional dialogue with Rinko. I probably should have done that. But I think I'll hear more about this once I get back into the open world. Like, once I actually rescue all the spirits and I just hear all those phone booth conversations, maybe I'll hear more. But of course, if Rinko is gone into the afterlife now, I probably won't be hearing her on the phone booths. It'll probably be Ed. But again, where is Dale? Where on earth is Dale? Why is Dale not mentioned at all? We heard about Rinko, we heard about Erica, we heard about Ed, we know about KK and Akito, but there's nothing about Dale. Why isn't Dale mentioned? It makes no sense. What the hell? You again.
あいつの目的は家族の蘇生じゃないのか。
さっき言ってたろ。あいつにとって肉体は魂の器だ。捨て駒に過ぎない。
戦わずに済む方法はないのか。
ない。邪魔をするなら排除するだけだ。
Yeah, that's his wife. That's the body of his wife being used as a vessel for some other soul. Fuck me! What the hell is that? Oh! Gotta aim for her head. Oh. Damn it! I messed up my jump. I couldn't jump again for some reason. I keep mistiming my jump. What is wrong with me? It looks like I could hit her in her mouth just then. Did I stop her attack? I don't think I can parry that. God damn it, why is it so hard for me to jump over that? Oh, she's... God damn it, she's firing poison. Whoa! No, her head is the weak spot, it has to be, and she's resisting the bow for some reason. I can't stay in this spot, I need more ether. Whoa! Oh, come on! I guess that's what I think this is what it's for. I think I can... Yeah, I can get on top of this. Whoa. It's probably wanting me to glide so I can avoid those attacks. I just don't have enough ether. God damn it! Whoa! Oh shit, I'm trapped. I'm not reaching. God damn it! This is proving to be a dumb fight right now. Why am I not able to jump? There's some kind of elevation on the ground that when I drop down, it is preventing me from jumping. There's something wrong with that. I don't know what's going on. But this is a pretty stupid fight right now. I'm not enjoying this one. Oh, shit! Okay, so she mixes that up, it seems. God damn it! Okay, gotta jump over that one. I gotta charge this. The water doesn't do enough damage. Okay, here comes the bullshit attack. Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to avoid that. I don't feel like you have enough time to initiate the second jump. Really? God damn it! How close do I have to get for this to work? I can't do it. I cannot avoid that attack.
責任を感じる必要はないのに。
I need to restart on this, actually. I really need to restart and just make that checkpoint. And there's all that dialogue that was being said, so I need to, listen to all that. But it's just a misunderstanding as to how this boss works. That's what's, puzzling me right now.